Emma's next company is I don't know where this came from because
I
when
like it,
it
Emma.
when it comes to like understanding your client, they will often choose things that are kind of obvious. Emma choosing Fubo TV, GW Pharmaceuticals. Those are kind of obvious to me.
Really?
Trying to
Fubo TV. Okay.
trying to step out a little bit with Equinor, but not totally outside of Zeitgeist, which when we bought Brookfield Renewable Energy on the last show.
Hmm.
Um, Damien's sticking with mega cap tech companies that he thinks are giving FUs to other mega cap companies. So just a bunch of mega cap companies yelling at each other. At least there's some consistency here. This one is not consistent. It is Air Products and Chemicals.
What's that, Emma?
So I feel like I need to tell you the origin of this pick,
Yes.
which
What are
was
they?
I was deep in the New York Times. I like sort of fell down a rabbit hole and I
Right.
came across an article that the US is about to go through a helium shortage.
Excuse
So
me?
apparently in the 1920s, the US government invested in helium and I think you mine helium. But they created a huge store of helium and they auctioned it off. And apparently the last US helium auction is going to be in 2023 because we're basically running out. Russia, on the other hand, has a huge stockpile of helium and a lot of helium sources in their geographical landscape. So we're going to have to start buying Russian helium, which is going to be a problem for the US, given the fact that US Russian relations are never stable. And God knows if we'll have cut off export access to them. But Air Products and Chemicals Incorporated apparently is a helium supplier and have access to helium in the US. And they also have a lot of natural gas access. So I was just
You can
like,
throw that
and
in. Yeah.
apparently I had no idea about alternative uses for helium, but
Tell me,
apparently they're used in like a lot of things, including
like what?
MRIs. Like
Really?
MRIs require a certain amount of helium. And I was like, oh, I want people to still be able to get MRIs, I guess. So they
Yes.
need helium. So
So
here we
What
are
else? What
at
else? What
Air
else? What are the other uses for helium other than the obvious?
blimps and balloons.
other.
Yeah. Well, of
Um,
course.
they're used in liquid jet fuel to send you to space. So this is actually interesting because this is sort of an FU to Elon Musk, who wants to go to Mars and is going to require a tremendous
Perfect.
amount of helium to get there. So this is like Emma extorting her Elon Musk through an investment pick. Used in airbags, used in fiber optic
Airbags.
cables to carry the internet, used in shielding like arc shields or arc welding rather. It's used in a couple of things. It's just this seems to be what happens when you give a client a little bit of information but not all the information, because they come up with picks like we should buy Air Products because in 2023 we're not going to have any helium anymore, which
Okay.
actually makes no sense because Air Products and Chemicals don't operate exclusively in the US. They
That's
happen
true.
to have operations in the US, but they have anti-competitive issues because they're one of the primary suppliers in the world of chemicals and products, and they have joint ventures everywhere in the world. So that they don't operate in that the US runs out of helium means that there's just no helium coming out of the US and they go to Russia instead, and they pay the Russian government probably substantial semi-corrupt bribes in order to access their helium, as per usual with most of these mining and industrial companies. But Damien, do you feel the
Oh,
helium pinch in Portland? Is
I don't
something you
even know what's
feel?
I don't know what's going on. I don't know what any of you are talking about. I just feel like supporting Emma on this one, and mostly because
Oh God, with the
I didn't
stupid
like
heart.
I didn't like the way I didn't like the way you crapped on her there. I didn't like your reasoning. I usually I'm all for your anger and the way you make fun of people, but that one didn't land on me. I don't know what you're talking about, Matt.
You just supported Putin. Your heart
I,
says
I'm
that's
just
okay?
I'm supporting Emma's desire to invest in helium. It sounds ridiculous. and I like it. I love it.
Clowns everywhere agree with you. So it doesn't bother you that just as a side fun fact, one of the guys on their board is Matt Paul. He's the CFO of our favorite governance shit show, that is McDonald's. He oversaw.
Wait, so when am I supposed to care about people on the board? I try to pick a company based on the new chair, who's a black woman, which is unheard of. That I can't do that, but I have to pay attention to this idiot.
Wait, you're supposed to ignore the idiots along with the other facts because
I gotta
one
tell
black
you.
woman joined the board?
I gotta tell you, go to the Air Products leadership page and just look at the pictures of their the board members and their executives. They're funny looking people. I'm supporting them just for that. Those are some funny ass pictures.
I have to admit, I almost cropped the picture of the sustainability officer at Air Products because he is a strange looking dude. At least I should say this. It's a strange picture of a person.
There's a very strange. I know exactly who you're talking about. I'm looking at you, Simon.
They have to choose those photos, right? It's not like, and he was like, that's the best one.
That's
Go with
the
that
one.
one.
Yeah. It also looks like someone there looks like Beetlejuice too. I'm definitely for Air Products mostly because of the pictures.
Yes.
Here's what we're gonna do because
Yeah.
I also think Damien's gaming you right now, Emma. I think he wants Air Products to go down, and it's gonna be in your column. So he's agreeing
I can't predict.
to game.
I can't predict stocks going up and down. So I don't. No, that's not. I'm not gaming.
Matt
Emma.
said yes.
Damien,
$5.
I'm going to say yes because I think this is ridiculous and I want to see this through. But Damien, just as my final aside.
Yeah, final aside.
Damien just said the smartest thing a client will ever say, which is, I can't predict.
I'm angry. I can't predict.
They can't predict anything ever. He said stocks, but what he meant was, I have no idea what's ever going to happen in the history of the future. And that would be correct.
That's for all things.
So we just placed an order for, of all companies, Air Products and Chemicals. Never thought that would happen, but we just did.